The notification appeared on our screens like a sudden heartbeat in the middle of a quiet December night. It was December, a time when the winter chill usually makes us crave warmth and connection, and there he was, Kim Taehyung, V. He appeared with a visual that seemed almost otherworldly, yet his eyes held a story that went far beyond a simple greeting. As thousands, then millions, tuned in, the first thing we noticed wasn't just his stunning appearance, but the atmosphere. It was heavy, intimate, and filled with a tension that seasoned fans immediately recognized. He started by saying he missed us, that he just had to come live because the month of December had arrived. But as we analyze every second of this broadcast, we have to ask ourselves, was he really just missing the fans? Or was there someone else on his mind? Someone who perhaps was just out of the frame, or someone he had just spent a whirlwind evening with. This live stream, while short, gave us more clues about the secret life of Taehyung and his undeniable, magnetic connection with Jungkook than we have seen in months. Let's rewind to the beginning. He admits right away that he's drunk 1 or 2 highballs. Alcohol has a way of loosening the tongue and dropping the mask, and Taehyung seemed to be floating in that space between exhaustion and euphoria. He tells us he ate, he drank, and now he is here. But notice the timeline. He mentions he just came back from shooting and that he is incredibly busy. The life of a global idol is non-stop, yet he made time for this drink. Who drinks highballs alone after a schedule? Or is it more likely that this was a celebratory drink? A quiet toast to a private moment shared before the cameras turned on? The narrative takes a fascinating turn when he brings up his physical condition. He touches his shoulder, wincing slightly, and reveals that his shoulder hurts because he was dancing for the first time in a long while. This is where the pieces start to fall into place. We know Jungkook is the perfectionist of dance, the one who spends hours in the studio refining every move. Imagine the scene that likely took place hours before this live. The practice room, empty except for 2 figures. Taehyung, pushing himself to get back into the rhythm, and Jungkook, the ever-watchful partner, guiding him, maybe even teasing him as they moved in sync. The pain in Taehyung's shoulder isn't just an injury. It's a physical memory of time spent with the one person who pushes him to be his best. The way he touches his shoulder feels less like a complaint and more like a fond remembrance of the intensity they shared in the studio. It leads us to wonder, did Jungkook massage that shoulder before Taehyung sat down in front of the camera? The softness in V's voice suggests he has been cared for, that despite the pain, he is content. As the stream continues, the conversation shifts to the season. December. Christmas. Taehyung emphasizes that because it is December, he needs to listen to Christmas songs and watch Christmas movies. But look at his eyes when he says this. They drift off, looking at something or someone beyond the screen. For years, the bond between Taehyung and Jungkook has been closely tied to winter. We remember their snow-filled moments, the covers they release around this time. When V talks about Christmas movies, is he planning a solo marathon? It seems highly unlikely. The way he speaks is filled with anticipation. It paints a picture of a domestic evening plan for later that night. Perhaps Jungkook is already waiting in the other room, scrolling through Netflix, waiting for his Hyung to finish talking to the fans so they can curl up on the couch. The insistence on Christmas feels like a code, a shared secret between them that December belongs to them. Then comes the most suspicious and adorable admission of the entire broadcast. He confesses that the reason he turned on the live was simply because he had makeup on. He didn't want to wash his face yet because he wanted to look pretty. "I want to look pretty," he says. This phrase alone sent shockwaves through the fandom. Taehyung is known for his confidence, often appearing barefaced without a care in the world. Why the sudden need to preserve his beauty tonight? Who is he trying to impress? While he says it's for the fans, there is a coyness to his delivery. It feels like the behavior of someone who is in love, someone who wants to hold on to a perfect image just a little longer because their partner complimented them. Imagine Jungkook walking into the room earlier, seeing Taehyung in full styling, and whispering how breathtaking he looks. That kind of validation makes you want to freeze time. Taehyung turning on the camera feels like an extension of that compliment. He felt beautiful because he was loved, and he wanted to share that glow with the world before the night ended. But the mystery deepens with the mention of the Hawaii vlog. This is the smoking gun. Taehyung casually mentions that the Hawaii vlog is taking a long time because he is editing it himself. In an industry where idols have entire teams of professional editors, why is V taking on this burden alone? The answer might be hidden in the footage itself. Hawaii, a place of paradise, sun, and freedom. If Jungkook was with him on that trip, even for a part of it, or if the footage contains voiceovers, reflections, or shadows that belong to the Golden Magne, Taehyung would trust no one else to edit it. Editing it himself allows him to protect their privacy. He has to carefully cut around the moments that are too intimate for the public eye. The stolen glances, the hands held off camera, the sound of Jungkook's laughter in the background of a scenic shot. He is curating a version of the truth that is safe for us to see, while keeping the raw, romantic reality for his own private collection. The delay isn't laziness, it's protection. He is guarding the treasure of their shared memories. Throughout the 12 minutes of the live, there are silences. Long pauses where the music plays, jazz, of course, the genre they both appreciate, and V just stares into the camera or looks down at his phone. In those silences, the air is thick with unspoken words. At one point, he asks, "Can you hear me?" Almost as if he's checking if his voice is reaching a specific person. We have to consider the possibility that Jungkook was watching the live from another room, or perhaps even from a separate location, texting him in real time. The smiles that creep onto Taehyung's face without any context could be reactions to messages popping up on his screen. Messages from Jungkook saying, "You look good," or "Wrap it up, I'm hungry." The dynamic between them has always been playful and supportive, and in this solo live, Jungkook's presence is felt overwhelmingly in the negative space. He isn't there, and yet he is everywhere. As the live nears its end, the mood shifts again. V realizes the time. He mentions it's been around 14 or 16 minutes. He seems torn. Part of him wants to stay with the fans, but a bigger part of him seems pulled away by reality. He says he needs to go wash up, wait for his game or app to load, and rest. But the urgency in his goodbye feels like someone who has been called away. The final "I love you," he whispers to the camera, carries a weight that hits the heart. It's a dual message. On the surface, it is a gratitude to the army who have waited for him. But beneath that, in the tone and the tender gaze, it feels like a reassurance to his partner. It's as if he's saying, "I'm done now, I'm coming back to you." This broadcast, labeled simply as a quick greeting, was a masterclass in subtlety. From the physical ache of a dance practice that likely reignited the spark of passion between two performers, to the liquid courage of a highball shared in private, to the protective editing of a travelogue that surely holds the secrets of a romantic getaway. Every sentence Taehyung spoke pointed back to a life filled with love. He is a man who is busy, yes, but he is also a man who is deeply connected to someone. The December vibe he spoke of isn't just about snow and Santa Claus. It's about the warmth of a relationship that has weathered the storms of fame. When the screen went black, leaving us with our own reflections, the lingering feeling was not one of emptiness, but of curiosity. What happened after the camera turned off? Did he finally wash his face, revealing the natural skin that Jungkook loves most? Did they sit down together to listen to that Christmas playlist, discussing the future, discussing the vlog, discussing us? The story of Taehyung and Jungkook is often told in the things they don't say, in the edits they make, and in the songs they choose to play. This live stream was a chapter in that ongoing story, a glimpse into a winter night where a global superstar wanted to feel pretty, wanted to share his art, but ultimately had to return to the private world where his heart truly lives. And as we wait for that Hawaii vlog, we will be watching closely, looking for the invisible fingerprints of the one person who makes Taehyung's winter feel like spring. The romance is there, hidden in the edits, waiting for us to find it.